Because what I like to look at as well is on our daily time frame. I like to look at our previous day high and previous day low levels as our key levels of liquidity. And once those are taken, a lot of the time we don't really see much movement after that. So on M&Q today, we had our previous day high up here. So if we go back down to the 1 minute time frame, you can see that we actually took our previous day high level pretty much right after our 15-minute opening range. And this was not very good risk management up here, right? Let's say you wanted to long the breakout here. That's not very good risk management to try to long this from up here just to get to previous day high. There's not a lot of good stop loss levels there. So not the right trade. So I stayed out of the longs early. And since we had already taken our previous day high, and if I pull up ES, I can pull up the ES chart. If you guys know what SMT divergence is, you're going to see that on our ES chart, we had actually already taken our previous day high level, right? So on ES, and this is our correlating market, right? So we're always looking at our correlating market to find SMTs or divergences in the market. So right here on ES, we had our previous day high. And if we look on the 1 minute time frame, while NQ is sweeping our previous day high, ES isn't even close to it, right? It's how many points away? It is very far away from that previous day high. So we're about 30 points away on ES, and that's a lot of points on ES. So I see that SMT divergence. I see that price is getting weaker over here on NQ or MNQ. So that tells me that now shorts are going to be valid because we have an unfilled hourly gap. So now I'm looking for an orb reversal. So what we wait for is for price to close back inside of the opening range. So basically my theory and in my rules, if price stays above the opening range high, we still have a bullish bias. If price closes back inside of the opening range, now we can start to see sellers or shorts come back into the market and push us to the opposing side of the opening range. So that's exactly what we looked for today. Typically what I look for is a IFEG on the 1 minute or the 2 or the 3 minute time frame. Today we didn't really have any clean IFEG setups on this move back down. You could maybe this 1 minute IFEG right here would have been a decent setup, but it wasn't super clean, so I stayed out of that move. So what I looked for was a 1 minute bearish fair value gap right here. And one rule I want you guys to remember, this is something to really pay attention to when it comes to the orb or any range for that matter, is the midpoint of the range, right? So I use my Fibonacci retracement tool. And I know this is a lot, and guys, feel free to ask questions if you are new to any of these concepts. I get it. There's a lot to learn. But once you learn these concepts, I'm telling you, the market, it's like a light bulb goes off in your
Yeah.
head once you start to see this stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's all pattern recognition.
Yeah, exactly. Once you really put in the screen time to study this stuff, man, it's a beautiful sight. Beautiful sight. So what I like to look at is the midpoint, right? So my rule of thumb is in the orb, if we are above the midpoint in the premium, then we're looking for shorts, right? If we are in the discount or the below the midpoint, we're looking for longs. We don't really want to shorten the discount. We don't really want to long in the premium unless the setup is so perfect and everything lines up. So I knew that I wanted to get my trade in the premium right here. So look at how good this setup is. We have the manipulation move above. We had the SMT divergence with ES. We took out previous day high. We have an unfilled hourly fair value gap, an unswept opening range low, and then we get a nice displacement candle here, leaving a imbalance or a fair value gap. So now once we traded back into this fair value gap, I'll turn back on my execution so you can see my actual trade. Boom, right here. Where do I get my entry? I get my entry literally right off the bounce of that fair value
Yes,
gap.
sir.
I keep my stop above the wick of the fair value gap candle, and I target the opening range low for a TP. And it's as simple as that, right? You can see my execution. So I actually ended up taking a TP a little bit before because we had an SMT at the lows. So basically once ES had swept orb low is when I took a TP. So it was a little bit early, but it was still all the way, down here. So then what happens, guys, and I didn't take this trade because another rule of thumb for me, I'm big on psychology when it comes to trading and risk management and being smart. I don't like to jump into a trade directly after I was just in a different trade, right? It's not smart. There's a lot of psychology lessons that I've studied over the past few years that tell you when your emotions are high, whether you're happy, you're excited, or you're depressed or you're angry, it is never a good idea to jump into a trade, right? So what I like to do is if I take a trade, I take a break for the next few minutes. I'll stay out and I'll wait. But let me just show you how good this setup was for the opening range reversal. It's literally, this is just textbook trading right here. Textbook orb trading with ICT. So right here, what happens, right? We swept the low. Why did we take a TP here? Because we bounced right off of the hourly for value gap and we never closed beneath the orb. What did I talk about earlier? If you guys remember, as long as the orb is in, or the candles are inside of the orb, we are still looking for a move back up. If it closes beneath the orb, we're looking for price to come back down. So right here, we never closed beneath the orb, so we never got a breakout. Cool. What are we looking for now? This is when my IFEG strategy comes into play. So on this move, we get a sweep of liquidity. Now I'm looking for inversion. So on the 1 minute time frame, we see multiple fair value gaps. We see one here, we see one here. You know, there's a bunch of them. And then obviously the one up here that we took our trade off of. So my rule of thumb is, again, if we're in the premium, I don't really want to take a long unless I really think it's going to break out, which I did. So up here, you could have taken either this close, and I like to wait for the candle to close before I take a trade. You could have taken the candle close there. It would have been a pretty big stop loss, right? So I wouldn't blame you for staying out, but you could keep your stop either down at the lows, you could keep your stop at the wick of the recent IFEG candle, whatever. Or you wait for this candle to close, you keep your stop beneath the wick of the IFEG candle. And then where are we targeting? Basically, first standard deviation from the orb high. So look at this. If you would have taken basically any entry in the longs on this, you would have caught this move all the way up to the first standard deviation of the orb. This would have been what was the RR? Almost a 3-to-1, so a 2.7 to 1 RR. Great risk to reward on that trade, follow through all the way up to the highs. Basically until ES took out previous day high, and that's when the market started to kind of stall again. So that in the gist of it is kind of my trading strategy right there. It's a mixture of using ICT concepts with the 15-minute opening range breakout, and I simplify it to a repeatable strategy that you can trade every single day. Now, some days are not trading days, all right? Don't get me wrong. I sit out of a lot of trading days if the price action is not good. But whenever these setups present themselves, I am executing my trades, right? Because I have conviction in my strategy. I have confidence in myself because I've spent a lot of time studying this strategy, creating the strategy. And yeah, so that's kind of just a breakdown, a quick little breakdown of my 15-minute orb and ICT strategy.
That is
But yeah,
awesome, guys. Did you guys hear any of that? I know I was muted for a sec. but but yeah, as you guys can see, as you guys said, this guy has a lot of knowledge on this. He uses both ICT and orb into one thing. While we go on to the next thing though, let's run a giveaway real quick, guys.
oh, giveaway.
Drop down your questions. We're gonna pick a couple questions. The best question though is gonna get a 50K. Jojo, what's your favorite plan of FFF?
Dude, my favorite plan by far is the Premier Plus 50K Premier Plus account. I love it, man. Either the EOD or the intraday. I prefer EOD just because I like that
Yeah.
drawdown. But either way, I think it's great. That's my favorite by far.
Yeah, what do you like about it? What are the qualities about it that you really enjoy compared to the other plans?
Well, I'm a big 1 day pass guy, which I know isn't always the best for some people. Some people will blow accounts, but I like the 1 day pass feature. I also like the no consistency. That for me is a big thing. And honestly, the pricing compared to a lot of, I mean, it's a little more expensive than the velocity, right? But that's
Yeah.
because it's 1 day pass, so it makes sense. And then the no consistency. But compared to other prop firms that I've seen with that good of an account setup, I don't think there's any really that compare to it. So I think it's good pricing. I like the 1 day pass. I like the no consistency, the no buffer as well on the funded. Big
Yep.
for me. I love that. You don't have to try to get to above 200 or a thousand
No.
dollars, and yeah, I don't like all that. So I think, and it's
Yeah.
just straight to the point. Good rules.
That's awesome. Thank you, Joe. Guys, if you guys haven't tried out the Premiere Plus, please try it out. But if you're lucky, you'll get to try it out because we're going to be giving away a 50K Premiere Plus today. Jojo,
Oh
let's look
yeah.
at these questions over here on Discord. Pick
All
your
right.
best one. Like I'll try to pick one. You try to pick
There's
one.
there's a lot of questions here.
It's a lot of questions.
Oh man, I can't even read them. Let's see.
Ooh,
You
hold
find a
on.
good one?
I'm fine trying to. Okay, yeah, this one's good right here.
Okay.
Jojo, what specific setup gives you your edge? Edge.
Mm.
And what conditions make you avoid trading
Oh, that's a
completely?
good question.
Just so you know.
That's a good question. So I would say the orb reversal is the setup that gives me my highest edge in the market, and it's actually either one of these trades from today, either this trade that I took here or the trade that I didn't take but that played out. I find that an orb reversal out of a higher time frame fair value gap after sweeping the opening range low or high is the my for me the highest profitable trading setup that I've ever found. And yeah, so that is my highest. And then conditions for staying out of the market. That's a great question. It's chopped, man. If I see either low volume price action where you see the market kind of going like this up and down, up and down, up and down, right? Where it's not really going anywhere, but there's volume spikes and big wicks being shot out of the candles. I I stay out of it, right? So either choppy conditions with no draw on liquidity, or low volume conditions where we're seeing a lot of manipulation in the market. So like no news Mondays are a day that I like to stay out of unless it's a perfect setup. Or I stay out of high impact news as well. I don't like to gamble. I personally stay out of red folder news and until after the news comes out. So that would be my answer to that question.
Awesome. That is awesome. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Any more questions?
We got a
Did you
lot,
already
man.
answer that question? Do you think trading will die in upcoming years after seeing blowing AI usage?
Oh no, trading will never
No.
die. Trading will never die, in my opinion. Um, because my thing is, here's my reasoning. I'm not just gonna say that and not give you a reasoning. My reasoning is trading will always have a human element to it. No matter how good of a bot you make, no matter how good of an indicator you have, it is up to you. At the end of the day, I think the human element is one of the best parts. It can be the worst part of trading and the best part of trading, right? The worst part because it's psychologically difficult if you have a losing streak. Um, but a robot isn't always going to know when to stay out of a trade, right? There's little things that you pick up on as a trader that sometimes the robot will not pick up on. I don't know. I don't think trading will ever die, in my opinion. I think it's just going to keep getting better and better the more people learn about the markets.
Yeah, I do agree. I do agree. Are there things that can make you decide to stay out for the rest of the train day? I think you already talked about that, right?
Yeah, it basically I'll just real quick. If we've already taken out all of our draws on liquidity for the day, I'm out. You won't see me take another trade. That's like our previous day highs and lows, our Asia London highs and lows. If all of our liquidity has been taken for the day, we have low volume, I will not take another trade for the day because there's no purpose in the market anymore, right? The market always needs a purpose, and most of the time that purpose is a draw on liquidity. If we've already taken our draws on liquidity for the day, there is no purpose in the market, which means I have no purpose to trade.
Yeah, I also saw another question that I liked. I lost it though. Uh, it wasn't the best question, but it was a good question. It's with all the knowledge that you have now, what would you do if you had to start over?
Oh man, that's a good question. I first of all, I wouldn't start my own cash account to start off with. I would start with a prop firm, that's for
Yeah,
sure. Because when I first started trading, I started trading options, and I put a lot of cash into an account, and I blew through a lot of money. That if I would have traded with prop firms to start, I would have saved myself a lot of money in the long run. So that would be one thing that I would have done differently. But when I started trading, I didn't even know what a prop firm was. So in my defense, I had no clue, but now I do, and that's because honestly, to be able to scale your trading right now, it's the best time in human history to be able to scale as a day trader because of prop firms, right? Because you can get in for a low risk, for low capital, and get huge return, unlike any other time in human history when it comes to investing or day trading. So that is one thing I for sure would do differently. The other thing is I would study psychology first for a little bit before I even studied a strategy. I would first learn psychology and then the strategy instead of the strategy and then psychology. That's what I would do.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think that's really important. I think people have been liking the whole prop firms. One question I have for you, Jojo, that I like, or a question for me, even people talk about live all the time, and how prop firms are moving people to live. Uh, I've heard people say this, and I want to hear your opinion on this. Use a prop firm to leverage your money into making a cash account, I guess, right? What do
Yes.
you think about that?
That is what I think is a great. I think that's the best way to go about trading. I tell that to my community all the time. Use prop firms as leverage, exactly what you just said, to get cash to make it, some consistent payouts, save that cash, start a live account, or the prop firm will just take you live, right? If you're a good
Yeah,
trader and you're getting payouts, then you're gonna get a free live account with cash
free
from the
live
prop
account,
firm.
right? Yeah,
Yeah, so that's
that's
even better.
awesome.
That's even
That
better.
is even better.
And then you could
Yeah,
leverage that to then start your own live account if you wanted to. But yeah, I think that's the best order of things. Start from start from a prop firm, get payouts. Either they take you live or you start your own live account.
that is very true. All right, I think we have our winner. Let me scroll up at the top.
There's a
Let
lot
me
of
try to
questions.
find it. Yeah, there was a lot of questions.
I can't
They
even
were
read
good
them.
questions though. If you find any other JoJo, go ahead and answer them.
Okay.
I'm just looking for the person that I found his question was really good. Okay, here you
Um.
go.
Oh, you found them.
I did find it.
Cool. Cool.
So this is the winner of the 50K Premier Plus.
Who's our winner? Ooh,
I just took a photo of him.
AJ.
11. Yeah, AJ at 11. Can you text him so you can
Nice.
get him that
Congrats.
account?
Congrats, AJ. Great question.
Thanks, 11. Appreciate it.
Very
All
nice.
right, JoJo.
Love a good giveaway.
So with your strategy though, how did it do today? I mean, I can see it, but I know you broke it down already, the strategy wise. But how did it go for you today? How what was your RR? How much money did you make? What
Yeah.
account did you trade?
So yeah, good question. I traded. Right now, I'm doing a trading challenge. I just started it.
Yeah,
With FFF. So I'm trading right now
awesome.
the 50K Premier Plus account. So yesterday ended up having a loss. So I was down a little
Okay.
bit. Today, after this winning day, we've made, pretty much that whole loss back. So today I went in micros. So right now I'm starting with micros because of how volatile. I'm typically a mini trader. It's rare that I trade micros personally, to be honest. But right now I'm being smart with my risk management when it comes to trading a prop firm just to start off, just to kind of build a little bit of
Yeah,
buffer, right?
especially
To
showing
make a
people how
little
to
bit.
do it, right?
Exactly,
You
right?
gotta be smart
Exactly.
on the way you do it.
Exactly. You want to manage your risk correctly. So that's kind of what we're talking about. So I will trade. So I traded 5 micros on this short. My RR. Let me double check. I haven't looked at all the stats yet. But so I had my entry here. TP was right about at this low, I believe, maybe a little bit. I think it was around 200 ticks. So RR was honestly not even a good RR, but it was above a 1-to-1. That's all I care about right now in the market. I'm typically a big RR trader. I typically hold trades for a long time. I like to go for 2-to-1, 3-to-1, 4-to-1 R trades. That is my style of trading. But these markets recently have made me change my style of trading to more of a 1-to-1 type trader because we haven't seen a lot of follow through on some trades. We need to take profit on a lot of these trades. So we got to adjust with the market conditions. So this was more of a 1-to-1, little over a 1-to-1 trade. Made 415 bucks with 5 micros, really solid, right? Wasn't anything crazy. But again, all you need to do to be a profitable and successful day trader is make a few $100 a day. Again, and as long as your losses stay smaller than your wins, that's all that matters in the long run. So there's a big issue I think with a lot of the trading community where people are always trying to flash their huge wins, right? But remember, guys, all you need to be a successful trader, honestly, is a few $100 a day, in my opinion. And if you stack that up and you keep your losses smaller than your wins over time, you're going to be good. So I don't care
Yeah.
about all the P&L, all that stuff. Obviously, I like making money. I like making more money. Everybody does. But for this challenge, right, we're keeping it small. So like on a typical day for me, if I was trading my typical position size on that trade, I'm doing the math in my head real quick. That would have been, let me see, probably around anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000, right? So like that would have on my typical
Awesome.
position sizing. So yeah, it's that's a solid win for a quick scalp in the market, right? $400 for being in the market for like 10 minutes. I mean, that is what's the I always like to do the math on what the hourly rate would be if you're working a 9 to 5. So $415, let's just say divided by 10, right? So that's 41.50 an hour. That's pretty dang good. But oh wait, no, sorry, that's way more than $415 an hour, right? Because it was in 10 minutes. So I did the math wrong there. But yeah, pretty good money.
See, guys, that honestly think that's the most important part is, of course, making a little bit a day, being consistent. That's what really matters. I mean, making $300 in a couple minutes, at most an hour, especially New York Open, is really good and it's realistic for a lot of people, and that could pull you a payout that could help you out more than you believe. Of course, yeah, Levin did say you were a degen for trading minis in New York Open.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
yeah,
dude, what do you see? Donnie just said this is this oh okay, never mind. Um
but I
yeah,
wanted to drop something in here.
minis can be dangerous at New York Open. You have to have enough leverage to be able to do that. Otherwise, you're just going to keep blowing your accounts. So, I would recommend micros right now during this high volatility New York Open, because this is the most volatility we've seen consistently on NQ and ES for a long time. So I would be smart about that. But yeah, guys. So yeah, New York Open has been
My
it
bad.
has been
I'm back.
very wild recently. So again, it just means you just got to make adjustments. Got to
Yep,
make
that's
adjustments.
true. Guys, it's all about adapting. And when you're adapting, sorry, I got confused. It's all about adapting, guys, and knowing when you need to, of course, trade and when not to trade, of course.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. That's one. I think that's probably one of the main things I've picked up on and learned in my trading journey is the biggest difference between my success and me not finding success is when I trade and when I don't trade. Um, when I take trades in bad conditions, it doesn't go well most of the time, right? When I don't take trades in bad conditions, it's really good for my psyche, for my psychology, and it keeps me in a good headspace. So I prefer to only trade in high probability conditions, right? That is what I focus on. That is what I
Guys,
focus
look
on.
at the
Dang.
photo I put in the chat.
Oh, that's crazy. Dude, we're little
Guys,
kids.
Jojo and I go way back. We do look like little kids.
That is crazy, dude. I gotta save that
Yeah.
picture.
Just so you guys see, this is us literally in Cuba. That trip was fun, man. I do think about it all the time. It was so much fun.
That was a great trip. That was a great
Guys,
trip, dude.
uh yeah, that guy's getting banned. Just a hater.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he worked in construction. No, I didn't work in construction. We just went to Cuba. We played baseball in Cuba. Guys, those Cubans are so good at baseball though.
They're
Just so you
amazing.
guys know. It was a lot of fun. We got to play with a lot of people. Got to meet a lot of great people. A lot of them are actually in Miami now, huh?
Yeah, some of them Texas, Miami.
Texas, yeah.
Yeah, moved out of
Yeah,
there. The Dominicans are amazing at baseball. They're
that's true.
probably Dominicans are probably yeah, I mean they're definitely
They are better now too.
better.
But hold on, think about like 10 years from 10 years from now, right? Beforehand, I guess. It was all about the Cubans. Remember when they're like, oh, the Cuban baseball players come through.
Well, that's
Then the
true.
Dominicans started coming a little bit later after like Machado, a couple people like that started coming in.
I think that honestly, if things were differently in Cuba with everything going on, that there'd be way more Cubans in the MLB.
Yeah,
Um, and it would be probably pretty close to the Dominican, to be honest.
I think so too.
They're talented,
Puerto
man.
Rico too.
Yeah, yeah. Puerto Rico, a lot of great
A lot
baseball
of good
players.
base.
Venezuela.
You know what I just found out yesterday is that
Hmm.
Bogarts is from the Netherlands.
Well, he's from an island that is owned by the Netherlands.
That's so weird.
Yeah, he's from because he
There's a
plays on
couple of
Team
Netherlands
Netherlands.
players.
Because he's from what's that island called? Is it
I have no idea.
it is wait, let me look it up. Always forget it. Aruba. He's from Aruba, which is
Aruba.
owned by the Netherlands. So,
Yeah, that's so funny. All right, well, let's do another giveaway account. Jojo, what should we have them do for a giveaway?
ooh, dude, that's a good
What's something you
question.
do? What's something you do with your community? Like, oh, I'm in chat. I'm gonna do a giveaway.
I it just depends. Sometimes I'll do a like spam the chat, but I don't want to do that because the chat never stops spamming, man. It spams
I
forever.
know, I know.
Just
Okay, I
keeps
got an
going and
idea,
going.
guys. Drop your P&L today, and
Ooh,
we'll
I
pick
like that.
one.
I like that.
I'd probably pick someone who did bad. I'm not gonna lie.
Everybody's gonna say they like lost a bunch of money.
Yeah. It's
Get
definitely
people
not
to admit.
negative 500. There's definitely some dots in there or something. I don't know.
This is how you get someone to admit that they lost money in the market. Say, I'll give you a free account.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I made money.
Negative $12. Hey, that's good. That's good risk right there. Negative $12.
Last
Hey, yay.
2,500.
6,500. That's awesome. OG Frank is killing it. Let's see.
Yeah,
Look, everyone's posting their P&Ls. I love it.
that was
It's
great.
negative 12. I blew 2 accounts. Damn.
Gotta get two more.
Oh, paper trading. Let's see this.
900, 571. There's a lot of profit today. I
Yeah, a lot of
like it.
profit today. That's really good. Yeah, we got a lot of profitable traders now at FFF. I love it.
Big time. That's what we like. That's what we like right
W's for Dominicans. Yes, sir.
Dude, I
I
think
don't know
my
who we should
chat is
pick.
loading slow.
Really. All right, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how I could pick someone.
Yeah, that's tough.
That is really tough. So spam the chat, put a W in the chat, and we'll pick someone. Spam the chat, W in the chat.
Yeah,
I want
that's smart.
JoJo's computer to freeze.
That that's smart, that's smart. My
Is it loading for you?
it's barely loaded, bro. It's about to go crazy. I know that.
All right, we gotta pick a winner. Let's see. Let me see when this person joined. Okay, I got someone. This person for putting double W.
Oh,
11. This is the winner of a 25K velocity. All righty.
there we
Just let them
go.
know, 11. Congratulations
Congrats.
to the winner. All right, Jojo, let's close up tonight. Any other advice for us, man? Any advice for the traders?
Yeah, man, I would say right now it's been a tougher time in these markets, right? Whenever the market has crazy volatility, whenever there's a lot of news coming out all the time, one thing I would advise is pay attention to news, guys. Pay attention to news. Pay attention to when certain people are speaking, right? If Trump is speaking, you got to know that because that is going to have a direct effect on the market. But at the end of the day, trust in your ability, right? And the way that we can trust in our ability as traders is if we have put in the work leading up to that point. If we have not studied the charts, if we have not learned a strategy, if we're not following, a mentor and we don't know a strategy, it's hard to trust in our own ability. But when you
Yeah.
study the strategy, if you have a mentor, if you are working, you will be able to trust your ability no matter how hard the drawdown is, no matter how hard trading might get at certain times. Don't lose hope. Trust in your ability, trust in your setups, trust in the data, what you have seen, the results that you have gotten. And if you haven't gotten good results, find someone that has gotten good results and study what they do, right? And learn from
Yeah.
them and then make it your own. Make it your own strategy, be unique. But never give up because truly everybody has the ability to make money in these markets. It's a battle versus you at the end of the day. So focus on your psychology, focus on your risk management over everything because you could have the best trading strategy in the world, but if you don't have good psychology, if you don't have good risk management, the strategy does not matter. So, psychology, risk management first, trading strategy comes after that. If you combine all those things, man, you're set up for a lot of success in the future. It's the advice I got today.
That is awesome. And to end off, guys, I have one more announcement. I know I made a little leak yesterday of something. You guys might know, some of you might not. But this is only for you guys. So don't let anyone know we are gonna
Ooh.
announce it when it's launched. It'll be launching around 7 or 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Unknown motive, you won, by the way. But the big announcement is if I could get a FFF in the chat, spam like a drum roll, I feel like.
FFF, drum roll.
But let's get some back on this. We've been working on this. We've been working on a lot of things, as you guys know. We're constantly working on things, and this one is just for saving you guys time. If that doesn't leak exactly what we're doing, I want to save you guys time, and I think that a lot of firms need to start implementing this because the way that it works when you buy an account one by one, it gets annoying, guys. So by 7 or 8 p.m., we got our FFF cart system. Yep, that means you can stack your accounts with one checkout. Trade up to 500 accounts per user. You no longer have to freaking buy one at a time. So a whole big quality of life thing. And it's going to be amazing. It'll show you your total allocation as well that you'll get when you put them in the carts. And yeah,
Dude,
so checkout will be a lot easier for people.
that is
What do you
clutch.
think, Jojo?
That's a good update. I'm dude, it's honestly so annoying when you're trying to copy trade accounts and you have to go and buy
One by
one
one, huh?
one at a time and put in your card and put in your card and redo it and redo
Yep.
it and redo it. I can't stand it. That's a good update. Those are the
Yeah.
little things. The little things that are really important that make a big difference in experience.
Yeah.
I appreciate.
Yeah. So by the end of the night tonight, people will have the cart system. Um, I'm just scared that there's gonna be a lot of traffic, but it should be fun. It should be good, and I'm so excited about it.
Awesome, awesome,
But all
awesome, dude.
right,
That's
guys, that's
exciting.
the end of FFF TV. Thank you, Joe, for coming in. We do appreciate you, man.
No
Of
problem. I was
course,
glad to
I'll
be
see you
here.
soon though. We'll be hanging out for sure, bro.
Oh yeah, I'll talk to you
And of
soon,
course,
man.
guys, let's go Padres. You guys have a good one.
Yeah. Have a great one, guys.